Somewhere deep in the Ozark woods lurks the two people everyone tries to avoid the most. If you're not careful, they may find you before you find them.
Oh, you're recording?
Yeah, it's something every American needs to hear. It says every American needs to hear this speech from Prager University. So we're going to share this speech.
If every high school principal gave the following speech, America would be a much better place. To the students and faculty of our high school, I am your new principal and honored to be so. There is no greater calling than to teach young people. I would like to apprise you of some important changes coming to our school. First, this school will no longer honor race or ethnicity. I could not care less if you are black, brown, red, yellow, or white. I could not care less if your origins are African, European, Latin American, or Asian, or if your ancestors arrived here on the Mayflower or on slave ships. The only identity this school will recognize is your individual identity, your character, your scholarship, your humanity. And the only national identity this school will recognize is American. This is an American public school, and American public schools were created to make better Americans. If you wish to affirm here an ethnic or racial identity or a national identity other than American, you will have to attend another school. This includes after-school clubs. I will not authorize clubs that divide students based on identities such as race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or whatever else may become in vogue in our society. Those clubs cultivate narcissism, an unhealthy preoccupation with the self, while the purpose of education is to get you to think beyond yourself. The school's clubs will be based on interests and passions, clubs that transport you to the wonders and glories of art, music, astronomy, languages you do not already speak,
Schools
and
really
more.
need to have this in them
If
now.
the only extracurricular
Do what?
Even though this video is 5 years old,
Excuse me. Snuck up on me.
even though this video is 5 years old, I swear they need to do this now, especially now.
But the conservatives, this is what we believe. The left doesn't believe this.
I know that. I'm just saying
and I
they
don't-
need to have that speech in them schools
But if
now.
but see, the whole thing is, if you're wanting unity, and this is what everybody needs to understand. We understand this, but everybody else doesn't. If you're wanting unity, you need to follow this pattern. You need to keep, you are one of a large group, an esoteric group of Americans. That's your primary marker. You are an American, you're an American, and that's it. The rest of those other little subgroups, all you're doing is causing division. Because once you separate yourself out and identify yourself as different from somebody else, then you automatically are saying that you're better than them, because you do not want them to be part of your group and you do not want to be part of theirs, so that you are better than them in whatever way. If I don't like having white skin. I'm black. Black is beautiful. I am a better person because I'm black. I have no problem with you thinking that way, but don't live your life that way around other people, because now because once you do that, then you are setting yourself separate from them. So you are saying that you are different and that you are better, because you will never place yourself in a lower bracket. You will always place yourself in the highest bracket you can place.
Who are you talking to?
Huh? Everybody.
Oh, I thought you was talking to me.
You're
Talking
my
about
audience.
Oh, I'm like, I never did that.
I know you did.
I'm like, hold on.
You're taking, but you cannot separate yourself
True.
from another group, because once you separate yourself out, you're saying that you are better than,
Mhm.
because the standards that were being applied to the group that you we're supposed to be a part of aren't good enough for you.
Mm-hmm. They're beneath you.
They're beneath you.
Yes.
And that's what, and no, that's not.
No,
we're all-
yes, I understand.
Yeah,
Not, yes.
no, I'm saying we're all equal. That's, and if you're wanting equality, if you're wanting to be treated as an equal, you have to act as an equal, which means you have to act as part of the collective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can be an individual and you can have your own individual.
Resistance is futile.
Huh?
Resistance is futile.
Resistance is futile. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, you just, if you know, to get rid of all of this murder, rioting, and killing and hatred, you've got.
I know what you're saying, but the Borg saying just popped in my
I
head
know.
when you said
You're tricky.
the collective.
You just ruined the whole thing.
When you said the part of the collective,
I know.
you got resistance.
Activities you can imagine being interested in are those based on ethnicity, race, or sexual identity. That means that little outside of yourself really interests you. Second, I do not care whether English is your native language. My only interest in terms of language is that you leave this school speaking and writing English as fluently as possible. The English language has united America's citizens for over 200 years, and it will unite us at this school. Furthermore, I would be remiss in my duty to ensure that you will be prepared to successfully compete in the job market if you leave this school without excellent English language skills. We will learn other languages here. It's deplorable that most Americans only speak English. But if you want classes taught in your native language rather than in English, this is not the right school for you. Third, because I regard learning as a sacred endeavor, everything in this school will reflect learning's elevated status. This means, among other things, that you and your teachers will dress accordingly. There will be a dress code at this school, and you will address all teachers by their title, not by their first name. They are your teachers, not your pals. Fourth, no obscene language will be tolerated anywhere on this school's property. By obscene language, I mean the words banned on radio and television, plus epithets such as the B word, even when addressed by one girl to another, or the N word, even when used by one black student to another. It is my intent that by the time you leave this school, you will be among the few your age to distinguish between the elevated and the degraded, the holy and the obscene. Fifth, we will end all self-esteem programs. In this school, self-esteem will be attained in only one way, the only way self-esteem can be attained, by earning it. One immediate consequence is that graduating classes will have one valedictorian, not 8. Sixth and last, I am reorienting the school toward academics and away from politics and propaganda. No more time will be devoted to racism, sexism, Islamophobia, homophobia, global warming, tobacco, or gender identity. No more classes will be devoted to condom wearing and teaching you to regard sexual relations as no more than a health issue. And there will be no more attempts to convince you that you are a victim because you are not white or male or heterosexual or Christian. This school will have failed if any of you graduate without considering him or herself inordinately lucky. Lucky to be alive and lucky to be an American. Now, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. As many of you do not know the words, your teachers will hand them out to you. I'm Dennis Prager.
Yes!
That's the way it should be.
Yes!
You know, you go to these other countries where the students are just leaving American students behind. What do they teach in their classrooms and in their schools? Do they teach gender studies?
No.
Do they teach?
No.
You know,
They're all about academia.
yeah, reading, writing,
Mm-hmm.
arithmetic,
Mhm.
science,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
The
all
thing-
about
the
academia.
things that you need, the skills that you need to be successful in life.
Hmm.
You know, I don't.
Over here, we've gotten to the point, especially these kids now, the college age kids, the high school kids, even some of these middle school kids. In my opinion, they too fucking emotional. They are touchy about every damn thing, and they need to be taught. Your feelings don't mean shit.
Yeah. Well, they're
If you
narcissists.
can't do your damn job, you think they're gonna give a flying fuck about your feelings? No, you're gonna lose your job. Don't nobody care about your feelings.
No.
But they don't get, oh, you hurt my feelings. The first thing gonna come out of my mouth. So, and hurting your feelings accomplished what? Or didn't accomplish what? It's gonna stop you from doing what? Not a damn thing. So let's move on.
And see, whole thing is, once you get into college, the one thing they teach you is your feelings are your own responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody can hurt your feelings, but you can allow somebody to say something that upsets you, but that's all on you. You're in charge of your. If you do not have control of your feelings and your
Something's
emotions,
wrong.
yeah, you know, it's
Something's
just,
wrong.
you know, it's just like that. Remember that video of that lady in the store going hysterical, that Karen going hysterical.
Falling on the floor and then talking about get her away from me, but you're following the lady with that's filming you. You're the one that's chasing her, talking about get her away from you, but you're moving towards her.
Yeah, or the Karens that got after the guy because they said that he stole their parking
space.
and he come out, he's a cripple, he's got one leg, he's on a little scooter. Them women were wanting to pull him out of the car and beat the fuck out of him.
And did you see the lady? Turn that off. Stop recording. She's like, we're live. I can't stop it.
Yeah. See, the
'cause you made an ass of
the
yourself.
security guard told it, please, ma'am, please stop recording. I'm not recording. I want this for evidence for the police. And then once they saw that he was a cripple, and all of a sudden they feel bad, then shut it off, erase that. We can't. We're live. You know,
Yep.
It's just they knew that they were wrong.
Yep.
But they didn't care up until where now they're going to look bad, and oh no, we're going to look bad. Stop this, stop. We don't want to look bad. You know.
And she did say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
I agree.
It's narcissism. It's whatever makes
At its finest.
At
its finest.
Yeah. This country has become a very narcissistic country where everybody is more important than everybody else. And I don't care about your feelings because you don't care about mine. If everybody would live their life, follow the golden rules, do unto others as you want done to you. I mean, that's how I always try to live life. You know?
I do. But I only give somebody so many times.
Yeah.
And then I'm done.
Well, it's just like when people say that I'm crass and too direct but that's when I point out flaws that I see in you or anybody else, it's because other people are seeing those flaws too, and it's reflecting upon your character. I want you to do the same thing to me. You know, when somebody that I love, and I say, you know, this is, you know, why do you always do that? You always do this, or you always do in these situations. This is how you always respond, and other people see that and are judging you accordingly. Well, then they get up. Well, why are you pointing out my flaws? Why are you picking on me? Because I'm trying to help you be a better person. You want to be successful in life. You want people you want everybody around you to look at you the same way as you look at yourself when you look in the mirror, or better. But with the way you're acting, people don't look at you like that. And I would want you to do the same thing to me. You know, when I'm acting, and you do. You go, hon, you're being an ass.
Yeah, but you don't listen a lot of time.
Well,
you
most
let
of the
it
time
run
I
its
don't
course.
care.
You need to care. You need to care because your behavior can affect somebody else's response.
I know.
So you need to care.
I know. I'm working on it. I'm getting better. Baby steps.
You're not a baby.
No, but
You're
I
a
still.
grown ass
Yeah,
man.
but if you make too many changes too quickly, you send the system out of equilibrium and out of balance, and you have a nervous breakdown because you don't know how you're supposed to act. You got a baby retraining. Training takes time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been acting like an ass for 60. My baby picture, my very first picture of me being born, I'm like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like this. I'm laying here like this.
Mm-hmm.
And my father said, that's been your attitude from the day you were born. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he said, that's a perfect baby picture. That's basically the way you've been. Just fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been doing this for 60 years.
So just because you were doing it
But
for
it,
60 years, that don't mean it's right.
it's muscle memory. I got to retrain the muscles.
I understand that, but like I was
Okay.
saying, just because you were doing it for 60 years, that don't make it right.
Well,
Just
I
like
did.
just because everybody else, damn near everybody says Kyle Rittenhouse was guilty, that didn't make it so.
Well, I know that.
Okay.
I'm
As
not.
long as you understand, just because you were doing it 60 years and you're not 60 yet, you just turned 59, that does not mean that it's
I'm
okay, that
59
it's
and a
right.
quarter.
That doesn't mean that it's okay.
I know that. But change takes time.
Hmm. Remember, you said that now.
I do.
Okay.
I do remember that.
Remember, no, keep that in mind.
I do.
Okay. I just want you to keep that statement right here. Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, we're gonna let you guys go. Love you guys, and
Love you.
and hope you watch this and you got at least something out of it. We'll talk to you later.